Hi, Dr. Todd Sullivan from Nova Chiropractic and Acupuncture. One injury I'm starting to see a lot more of is we're starting to see people come in with Achilles tendonitis and calf pain. So with everyone staying at home, everyone's walking a lot more because there's not a chance to exercise. And the problem is if you're not used to that, you're increasing your volume very quickly, which is causing the muscles in your calf and your Achilles to get really tight and become painful. So if you are dealing with any calf or Achilles pain in your heel, I would recommend reducing your volume. So reducing the amount you're walking. So maybe if you're walking every day, go to every other day. Try to avoid hills if possible. And if it is sore after you walk or later on that day, I would recommend you ice the Achilles for 10 to 15 minutes. Take it off for an hour, reapply the ice back on, do that 2 to 3 times, and that'll help to reduce any inflammation. I'm going to show you 2 stretches and some other mobility exercises you can do if you are dealing with Achilles tendonitis or heel pain. This will help alleviate a lot of the pain and loosen up the tightness. So the first stretch we're going to do is for the calf. So what we're going to have you do is we're going to have you come over here. We're going to put your arms up against the wall, and I want you to, if we're going to do the left one, I want you to extend your left leg back like that. So you want to do this without shoes on. That's going to give you the most effect. And the big key also is you want to make sure your foot is straight forward. A lot of times people will round out their foot like that because they're tight in either their hip or in their leg, and that will help. So again, maintain contact with the ground at the entire time, and then just lean forward, and you should feel a good stretch all the way down into the calf, and then eventually this will help take pressure off the heel. So that's the first stretch we're going to do. That's a calf stretch. The next stretch we're going to do is for more of the soleus muscle right here, which will actually affect the Achilles a lot more. So in this case, she's going to move her foot about 5 inches away from the wall, put a slight knee bend in the other leg. And what she's going to do, she's going to bend this leg we're stretching and try to touch the kneecap to the wall. But what we want to do is we want to take it to the point right where her heel starts to come off the ground, and that means she's the perfect distance away from the wall there. And she should feel really good stretch in the lower section, not as much higher because the knee's bent. And this will actually stretch out that lower section, which will take a lot of the pressure off the Achilles tendon. So for both of those stretches, you want to hold it for 30 to 45 seconds and then repeat 2 to 3 times. And you can do this a couple times a day to help loosen up that tissue and that tightness down there. The next mobility stretch you can do at home is using a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball, or even a golf ball will work, but lacrosse ball is ideal. What she's going to do is she's going to cross her leg over her right leg, and what we want to do is we want to use this lacrosse ball, and we're going to work up and down her calf on the inside portion. And we're going to find those tender spots and just roll back and forth for 5 to 10 times, and then move to a new section, and then work the new section 5 to 10 times. So take that for me there and go up and down the inside portion of the calf. And just depending on how tight you are and how irritated it is, you can determine how much pressure you need to place in there. But this is a really good way to help loosen up that tissue in there and help relax it. This will take a lot of the pressure off the heel and allow the Achilles tendon to get better. If you're dealing with Achilles tendonitis, heel pain, or calf pain, try those suggestions. And if it's not getting better, call my office at 703-912-7822, or you can schedule online at novachirowellness.com.